you're an idiot. Take that into... Wait, no. Can make sure you're still saying, you're a sweetie. Take that, give it to you. That's what he's doing with all that sickness. Hey folks, welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel and I read Bible so that you don't have to. And we are reading Deuteronomy. I keep trying to pronounce it, but it's impossible. It's impossible unless you have one of those special mouths. But it's not impossible to read it. It's just nearly impossible. No, it's actually not been that bad so far. We've been doing a recap with Moses, and we've had some interesting moments, which I will recap in the recap in a few episodes. But we are in Deuteronomy chapter 7, which is a holy number, so maybe it'll be a holy chapter. We'll see what happens. We're going to get right into it. I prayed last time God would come and meet me and show me how great the book is. He didn't. He just gave me some good guesses on the historical significance of what was probably going on at the time. When I say he gave me that, I don't think he did. I think I overheard other people talking about it, and then I was just like, oh, this is probably what they were talking about. And when I say other people, it's other people who have read things that were written by scholars. So if you're going to say like, oh, Joel gets all those things wrong, I don't. The people who read things written by scholars did, right? So don't come at me, come at the people who heard somebody talking about what they read in some sort of book that a scholar wrote. There's no reason to attack me in the comments because I am actually giving some almost scholarly information in these videos. But basically what it really is an ex-fundamentalist reacting to the Bible. And I think that gives a lot of value. Now, I will say that if you stick around to the end of the chapter, it's going to pay off because I always tell you what I loved about the chapter, hard to find sometimes, and what I loathed about the chapter, which is a little bit easier to find sometimes. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's get right into it. Deuteronomy chapter 7. When Yahweh your God brings you into the land where you go to possess it, and casts out many nations before you, the Hittite, the Girgashite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahweh your God delivers them up before you, and you strike them, then you shall utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them, nor show mercy to them. You shall not take marriages with them. You shall not give them your daughter to his son, nor shall you take his daughter for your son. For that would turn away your sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So Yahweh's anger would be kindled against you, and he would destroy you quickly. But you shall deal with them like this. You shall break down their altars, dash their pillars in pieces, cut down their Asherah poles, and burn their engraved images with fire. For you are a holy people to Yahweh your God. Yahweh your God has chosen you to be a people for his own possession above all peoples who are on the face of the earth. That's good. We just got through 6 verses real fast. We didn't waste any time. Yeah, so it seems like Moses giving them the instructions of the genocides that they're going to do. They're going to completely destroy everyone because if they don't, they're going to trick them into serving other gods, right? Because it's so easy to run away from Yahweh because Yahweh is such a scary monster, right? As soon as it's like, sorry, who's this Asherah? Oh, it's just a lovely, lovely lady god. She's a real sweetheart. Yeah, she just wants us to stroke this pole or whatever. We want to be around this sweet pole-stroking Asherah. Whereas Yahweh's over there being like, I want to kill you with meat. Why aren't you killing everyone? I need blood. if it's not animal blood, it's the blood of virgins, They're like, this is scary stuff. Now, we may find that these other gods are requesting these people to kill children. It's not like Yahweh hasn't done that. Yes, he gave a bit of a redemption thing for the Hebrews so that they can kill a lamb instead. But God is so worried that these people are going to follow other gods. But then we get that fancy word holy again. And I've often asked what holy means. And I think it has different meanings in different contexts. This one seems to be like these people are separated. They're separated for Yahweh. They're like his special people, and he's put them above all other people who are on the face of the earth, which is pretty significant, I think, when it comes to apologetics, because, the question is, God so loved the whole entire world? Well, why was he treating the Hebrews like they were his favorite people? They're his best people. They're his chosen people. The apologetic seems to come back with mixed messages. God was using them to usher in his son, but they were just flawed people, and it's not like he liked them so much more than anyone else. Here, we just get this message that no, he has set them apart. They are above all peoples who are on the face of the earth. They're his absolute favorite. There's no way around that. I'm sure you can lie your way around it. I'm sure you can spin it with some dishonesty. But if you're honest with the words that are on the page here, they're his favorite. They're the best. He likes them better than everyone else. He doesn't equally so love all the peoples of the world. He loves the Hebrews. They're his guys. And he wants everyone else killed because he set them apart. And he doesn't want them worshiping those other gods. They're going to worship only him, and he's the best, and they're the best, and everyone else sucks, and everyone else deserves to die. And if you think there's really a divine force who sent his son to die for everyone on the planet and is also this guy, then you're out of your mind, okay? You are not a critical thinker. You are not focusing. You are just believing what people tell you in a cult, because that does not make sense. That can't make sense with this. That's so ridiculous to believe. It's ridiculous to believe any of it, but this is just one little snapshot of grow up. You know what I mean? Think it through. Yahweh didn't set his love on you, nor chose you because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all peoples, but because Yahweh loves you. And because he desires to keep the oath which he swore to your fathers. Yahweh has brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. See, this is another interesting thing. It's why them? Well, and this one's not because there was a lot of you. And I saw to that. I killed every single one of them, and then they were all replaced. I just have 600,000 men dead, 600,000 new boys. I don't know if it was just talking about the men or all the people when he was okay, we're going to kill you guys, and then you aren't going to go into the Canaan land, but we're going to have a whole new generation. And then we get the recount, and it was the same number. Was that just the fighting men, or was that everyone? We don't know, but they're all dead. And so it's not because they're the fewest. He tried his best to make them even fewer, but it's because Yahweh loves you. He just loves you. He just loves you. And he desires to keep the oath which he swore to their fathers. But the thing is that he could have sworn the oath to anyone. That's arbitrary. You chose to swear the oath to them knowing everything, being all-knowing. So obviously there's some reason for this. It's obviously just because they wrote the story. I flirted for a moment in my mind with the idea of what criteria the real God would have chosen them based on. And I realized, what a stupid question. They wrote it. That's there's no reason to spitball why God chose these people. It's entirely stupid and arbitrary if it were true. Obviously, the answer is they wrote it. Know therefore that Yahweh your God himself is God, the faithful God who keeps covenant and loving kindness to 1,000 generations to those who love him and keep his commandments, and repays those who hate him to their face to destroy them. He will not slack to him who hates him. He will repay him to his face. It's funny that it says, therefore, Yahweh your God himself is God. Now, this is another great reminder that God gives conditional love. This is very, very, very conditional. His love is conditional on those who love him, but it's not just that love, right? That's what the Christians want you to believe. It's the love. Oh, we just got to love him. We just got to love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and strength and all that stuff. Full stop. And we read that in chapter 6. But what we read was the way you show that love is by, as it says here, keeping his commandments, right? Those two things are intertwined. When a Christian tries to tell you, no, that stuff isn't that important, it's the love thing. Well, the love is seen through that action. Why would it be that in that day, the law was so important and that changed? Maybe the law was a taskmaster. The law was there to keep them in line, and it was very important because they were so rebellious and they needed that sort of structure. But then we also learned that the laws were kind of bad. He gave them laws that he didn't even want them to have, like the divorce laws, and Christians will tell you the slavery laws. So the way that you can show him you love him, the devotion that he demands here, is to follow bad laws and flawed laws. There's a dissonance there for me. That's just like, wouldn't it make more sense that like love would be to like do good and the laws would be the good thing, and he would actually really believe in those laws and want them followed because they are the best laws? That's what would make sense, right? But now that we know the laws are trash and they're complete garbage and they're laws that say to stone virgins on their wedding night and stuff like that, now we have to move into, modern day and say, yeah, all of that was bad. The people were so bad that they had to do bad laws, and Moses was bad. He came up with bad ideas. But now we just got to do the love thing. I don't know, man. The love thing used to be that law that you hate. That's a weird thing to try to get over as a Bible-believing Christian that doesn't like the Bible. And I also love this wording of like, he repays people who hate him to their face. Like he's going to come right up to you and he's just going to probably spit in your face or something like that. Like a good father does to a shameful daughter, as we saw, I think it was in Numbers at some point, But he's going to come right up to your face and he's going to punish you if you hate him, Very bold, God, very bold. I love that. I love that attitude. You shall therefore keep the commandments, the statutes, and the ordinances which I command you today to do them. It shall happen, because you listen to these ordinances and keep and do them, that Yahweh your God will keep with you the covenant and the loving kindness with which he swore to your fathers. I mean, that's it. If you keep the laws, if you keep the bad, flawed laws, then Yahweh will keep his end of the bargain, which is to love you. Like, it's all about the law, guys. It's all about the law. So to imagine that at some point Yahweh's like, we just were letting you guys do some of the divorce and stuff because of the hardness of your hearts. Relax. We don't think about that anymore. That's just grace. We're in the dispensation of grace. Verse not found. Actually, it might be. Paul might have written about it. He will love you, bless you, and multiply you, and he will also bless the fruits of your body and the fruits of your ground, your grain, and your new wine, and your oil, the increase of your livestock, and the young of your flock, in the land which he swore to your fathers to give you. You will be blessed above all peoples. There won't be male or female barren among you, or among your livestock. Yahweh will take away from you all sickness, and he will put none of the diseases of Egypt which you know on you, but will lay them on those who hate you. Wow. Is this implying what I think it's implying? Could this be the true answer to the problem of suffering? This whole separation thing's a joke. This whole separation thing is just spin. It's spin on this very direct point that Yahweh is saying that if you don't follow his laws, he'll make you sick. He'll do the diseases. He'll imbue you with cancer. Like he'll give you the cancer because you're not following the rules. Have you ever heard somebody be like, man, you're sick because you're not in God's will? So maybe there's a separation and so you're in sin. So then you get sick because that separation, that's a way that they do it. Also, if someone's really, really faithful, they're a beautiful, wholesome Christian, they're the right kind of Christian that they like, they'll be like, oh, you're being attacked. You're being attacked by the devil, or it's a test, right? There's always like 8,000 different apologetics that work at different times for different things. But what we see here, very loud and clear, is that if you follow the law, if you follow the rules, you're going to have a hot body. The fruit of the ground, your grain, your wine, all that stuff is going to be great. All your farming is going to go really, really well. You will be able to make more babies. No one's going to be barren. Even the men. I don't think that word works for men, but okay. And Yahweh will literally remove all the sickness. He'll take the sickness away from you. He will put none of the diseases on you, but he will lay them on those who hate you. So he's obviously the one who is actually taking or giving this sickness. It's not something that's just like, it's just the system. It's the natural thing, you know. I can't help it. I don't have any control. It's just like if you're not in my thing, then you get the sickness. Like that's spin, guys. God is doing it. That's him. He's just, take that one, give it to you. You're an idiot. Take that, give it to, wait, no, I'm going to make sure you're still sick. You're a sweetie. Take that, give it to you. That's what he's doing with all that sickness. You shall consume all the peoples whom Yahweh your God shall deliver to you. Your eyes shall not pity them. You shall not serve their gods, for that would be a snare to you. If you shall say in your heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? You shall not be afraid of them. You shall remember well what Yahweh your God did to Pharaoh and to Egypt, the great trials which your eyes saw, the signs, the wonders, the mighty hand, and the outstretched arm by which Yahweh your God brought you out. So shall Yahweh your God do to all the peoples whom you are afraid. He's like, you shall not pity them. I have a feeling we've had other sort of messaging that has been there to deaden empathy. But this one's really on the nose. I think we've seen other things that that is what is going on there. But this one is just like, you will not pity the other human beings that you are destroying. You're just going to just annihilate them. And it's because of their other gods. This is all for God. This is all the barbaric, brutal, horrific theocracy. And if you're scared of them, don't worry. I'm the bigger guy. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. But that's just so gross, the pity thing. Like, don't feel anything. Don't you feel anything? Moreover, Yahweh your God will send the hornet among them until those who are left and hide themselves perish from before you. You shall not be scared of them, for Yahweh your God is among you, a great and awesome God. Yahweh your God will cast out these nations before you, little by little. You may not consume them at once, lest the animals of the field increase on you. It's so amazing. There's a few things here that just like drive home the human element. Because like God is all powerful in your mind as a Christian, but he's definitely not in the mind of the people writing this. Maybe they can't get their head around all powerful. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they just are inventing a God that just makes more sense in maybe a slightly more practical way, or the way that war would naturally sort of play out. We don't need a hornet. By the way, you guys will remember the hornet is a angel that travels with them, that is like a warrior angel, it seems. He showed up, I think, way back in Exodus one time. I was like, oh, that's a cool name, the Hornet. That was all we heard about the Hornet, just that he was like going to be with them, you know. Now he's back, and he's back with a vengeance. The Hornet returns in Hornet 2, Deuteronomy 7. So we don't really need a Hornet, right? We don't need this angel that's going to kill when we have Yahweh. Like, he's all powerful. He just killed really easily, unless he sent the Hornet for that. He did need the angel of death for the Passover, so that's interesting. And I don't know if that was the Hornet at that time too. But for some reason, he needs kind of soldiers. He needs his guys. That doesn't make sense if he's all powerful, but maybe he just likes it, and that's his prerogative. But then we also have this idea of like, we're going to kill them little by little, almost like you're doing it. We're going to do it just like bit by bit, almost like you guys are the guys that are doing literally everything. Doing all the work, doing all the killing, all the genociding. I'm all powerful. I could do it all at once. Then you're just going to inherit so much cattle, so many animals, you're going to be overwhelmed. So you have to like slowly bring them into the herd little by little so that you guys don't overwhelm the land, I would assume. But why not just make the land super lush to be able to handle that much cattle? Why not just set it up with your supersonic power to like get rid of all the bad guys, put all the good guys in, make systems, magic systems. I mean, you sent manna from heaven, right? We're not going out on a limb here to say that you can do wild and crazy things just to like serve these people. So why don't you just do that? Because they would have to do it, because it still has to ring true to the people who are learning this stuff and reading this stuff, right? They're like, oh yeah, God doesn't just do that. We've got to do it. They're going to be that helper, but that's it. He'll defeat some stuff, but he's not going to be like doing all the work for us. Because he's not all powerful. It's just, this doesn't make sense with an all powerful God that really loves them, like really, really, really loves them. But Yahweh your God will deliver them up before you and will confuse them with a great confusion until they are destroyed. Doing a little bit more of the infringing on free will like he did with the Egyptians. There's no chance. They can't win because Yahweh is doing just a little bit of helping, right? Instead of just going like, bloop, you guys, I know you're going to pity them and you're going to feel horrible about it when you stab all these babies and kill all these human beings, and I don't want you guys to have PTSD, so I'm just going to kill them all. And no, I'm going to make them a little bit confused so they're running around, not able to do anything, and you just have to slice them up without even a fight. They're not even combatants anymore. These are just people that are bumbling around. Where's my sword? Dead. That's it. That's it. Yahweh is just helping just the littlest bit so that these people still have the trauma. He will deliver their kings into your hand, and you shall make their name perish from under the sky. No one will be able to stand before you until you have destroyed them. You shall burn the engraved images of their gods with fire. You shall not covet the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it for yourselves, lest you be snared in it. For it is an abomination to Yahweh your God. You shall not bring an abomination into your house and become a devoted thing like it. You shall utterly detest it. You shall utterly abhor it, for it is a devoted thing. They have to completely burn the gold and silver and anything that is, precious like that. Well, I guess it's a devoted thing to Yahweh, which I feel like the priests are going to get it. Don't ask me why. Maybe because they're scammers, but you shall not bring an abomination into your house and become a devoted thing like it, which means, and then we'll kill you. Like you'll have to be devoted to Yahweh, so you'll have to be killed as well. I think that's what it's saying. Don't quote me. In the New Testament, we're going to see, and we are not there yet, and I hate jumping ahead, but I just want to kind of connect this now because I probably will forget in 40 years when we finally get to the writings of Paul. But there's this discussion that happens with those apostles where they're wondering if they should be eating food that has been sacrificed to idols. I think it's James and the Holy Spirit and maybe Peter or something. They're like, don't do it. But Paul's like, they're sacrificed to nothing. They're sacrificed to like people's idea of a god or demons or something. They're not real gods. There's no real power there. If you eat it, it doesn't bother you, go ahead and eat it. No big deal. Even though these gods wouldn't be real gods, they wouldn't have any actual power associated with them. If you were to destroy them and all of this and then take the gold and silver or even take the statues or whatever, as long as you don't worship them, it's just stuff, right? Like, wouldn't that be a parallel? But Yahweh seems to think that no, this is meaningful, this matters, keep away from it. After it's been burned, if you take the silver and gold, who cares? It doesn't represent anything. But if it's the case that Yahweh doesn't want them to take even just the melted silver and gold, then I think there's a problem with the eating of the sacrifices in the New Testament. If Paul would have gotten that wrong, then he got everything wrong, and we can just dump the whole entire book, and this is probably not true either, so we can throw it all away. It's a cult, guys. Well, guys, thank you for joining me for chapter of Deuteronomy number 7. It had some interesting points in there, some stuff that is worth looking at, and little hints that show us that Christian doctrine is bunk and that the Old Testament just can't survive under the weight of Christian theology. So what did I love? My favorite part was God going I'm gonna hate you to your face. I'm gonna hate them behind their back. I'm gonna hate them right to their face. I thought that was really funny and so dramatic. Yahweh's just such a bully. He's going to hate them to their face, but he's also just going to probably do it through the Hebrews. There's not even that many of them, so he's just going to eventually you're going to get yours through them. Sometimes it takes me 400 years to get people back. Don't ask me how I know that. But he talks a big game, and that's really funny. What did I loathe about this? I loathed your I shall not pity them. I loathe the othering that goes on. Their God's bad, your God good. And that's it. That's the full message, guys. I don't know if there's anything more to this. Obviously, you hear about all sorts of other sacrifices and horrible things that these people do. Earlier, when they were giving the bad report, they were talking about cannibalism. But that bad report in Numbers 13 was hyperbole. We know it was hyperbole because they got in trouble for being hyperbolic and trying to scare the people and making it seem like Yahweh couldn't just defeat these people. So who knows? Maybe they don't eat children, right? Like that's another thing to keep in mind. I should actually review that a little bit. Here we have they're worshiping other gods. We don't like that. That's why we killed the Moabites or the Midianites or whatever, sleeping together and all that stuff, mixing with other ethnicities. Hard pass. And don't pity them. Just slice them up, even though they're running around confused and they can't even defend themselves. I want blood. And that's gross. And that's a harsh, disgusting thing, but it's what you'd expect from the God who so loved the world that he, had favorite people and killed everyone else, and then eventually killed himself to appease himself for himself so that he didn't have to send most of the people to hell, but he still did. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe. Like this video, leave me a comment if you want to be so kind. And look, you could always become a channel member, because if you are, you get to join us with these live streams when I read the chapters and have access to archived debate live streams. So that's pretty fun. It's great to have you here, and have a great rest of your, whatever. Bye.